over to Swingers. I've never been. I only got into mini golf when I was in Seattle. We will see what New York offers.
When we talk about work, we ask this question: what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Or you're doing something that you like doing and you're like, well, how can I thrive at what I do? And listen, I believe both are great questions. They are good questions. But I believe that both of them need to be understood and answered within the framework of this thing called calling. Okay? So this is something that's true. This is something that's true for followers of Jesus. Now listen, it's available to everyone. It's available to everyone, but this is true for those of you when you step into this relationship with Jesus. The truth of the matter is that you have a calling. You have a calling. And listen, I understand people frequently talk about their work as pertaining to their calling. I remember I studied acting in undergrad, which is why I'm a pastor. It makes perfect sense. But I remember we had these like really serious acting teachers that were like, you know you're in the right place if this is your calling. I was like, what does that even mean? I mean, we say that, right? We say that in so many different aspects of our lives. We say it definitely when it comes to our work. I mean, especially if you work at a church. I hear it all the time when people are like, you know, they work for a church and they're like, this is my calling. But I'm gonna be honest. I think this is a massive mistake. I do because I'm not working at church, right? That's not it. Right? That's not what I'm saying. But Scripture it doesn't present us with the idea that we're called to a vocation.
I want to leave you with this. There's a quote that says, live, laugh, and love. You know, that is based on for us to embrace life, all right, to cherish our relationships, and to find joy in moments like this. So tonight, I hope you walk away feeling with joy. Something that they play will remind you of something, or you can create your joy. And remember that we all in this together and we all community. God bless you and enjoy the show.
Between Liberty, you know, Statue of Liberty behind us, it's just a cool and amazing experience right now for me, and also for our musicians. Again, that's introduced. My name is Gregory D. McDaniel, and I have the distinct pleasure and honor of being the Colton Conducting Fellow this season for the New Jersey Symphony. Myself, and along with the amazing musicians behind me, are going to lead you with promises to be a wonderful concert program featuring music from across various eras, both classical and popular music. We will feature some composers ranging from Rossini to Duke Ellington and so many more. So really there's something tonight for everyone to enjoy. Next on our program, we're gonna feature a piece by Florence Price. She was a very important African-American female composer who lived in the late 19th, early 20th century. And most of her music was, you know, we didn't really find out a lot about her music until the past 10 years or so, but she was a very prolific composer. And she wrote a lot of piano music. She was mainly a pianist. And it's so great because Florence Price will be featured in our upcoming season, one of her piano concertos. And so piano was very much home for her. And the piece that we're playing for you, Silk Cat and Walking Cane, comes from Dances of the Canebrakes. It's a piano suite. And we're going to do the third movement, and it was orchestrated by another contemporary of her time, Mr. William Grant Steele, who was another important African-American composer. We'll also, you'll hear influences of jazz, early jazz, ragtime music, and also the African American spiritual. So here is Silk Hat and Walking Cane by Florence Price.
No. My tire popped. And the reason she popped, it was like the dumbest thing ever. I was just on the highway, and I wasn't even going super quick. I was like 35 miles an hour on a road that was supposed to be like 45. And I go over this pothole and my tire pops. And my mom is gaslighting me because I'm like, Mom, something doesn't feel right. And my cousin's in the car too, and I'm like, why is my steering wheel giving me the hardest time? And then my mom's gaslighting me, and she's like, it's in your head. And I'm like, no, first the steering wheel. And then I'm not even going super fast. And the car is just vibrating like crazy. Like, did something happen? And I'm asking my cousin for confirmation because I think I'm going crazy. And I'm like, do you feel that? And she's like, yeah, I feel that. And then I'm like, Ma, are you sure you don't feel anything? And she's like, no. And then I'm like, okay. Because we just came back from the beach. I was most definitely a yes woman today. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I set aside the day for funsies, to have a good time, to enjoy, go with the flow, right? And then afterwards, my cousin was like, oh, you should check out the supermarket because instead of buying like a whole bag of carrots, you can just get like a handful and they charge you really well. So we love that. We love reducing our waste. And number two, we love supermarkets that don't overcharge. Plus, it's a Spanish supermarket, so we get a bunch of products from Nicaragua that are so hard to find in what you would consider an Acme or a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's, right? It's so hard to get authentic products, especially up here in New Jersey, because I make the joke that every Nicaraguan and their mother is in Florida. That's just my opinion. I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, like let's go, because I have to drop off my cousin anyways, and it's near her crib. So then, I pull the car over and I'm like, so was I delulu? Is the car okay? And that's when we see, I'm so sad. She looks so sad. It literally has a hole, the biggest hole I've ever seen. Because before, when I had a flat tire, I mean, it was bad. It was just bad. And now this one, I'm like, how could a pothole puncture my tire in that capacity? I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm dirty, I'm sticky, I'm icky, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm heartbroken, I'm sad. I go over potholes typically because that's just Jersey City, right? And more specifically, that's just New Jersey. We just have potholes, and every single year we get more and more, and the city doesn't do anything about them, right? So then we have no choice but to live with them. But now I feel a little bit scarred. There's a little bit of trauma because now I have to be extra careful, especially because I didn't even see it. Like, it completely blended in with the road, and there was just a lot. Thankfully, it happened during rush hour, so I wasn't even driving super fast anyways. The most I was going was, what, like 25 the max in these little local neighborhood roads. But I'm just like so sad. And we originally came to BJ's because it seems like everything closes at 6 and BJ's closes at 10, and I was like, let's just check it out. And I had a whole day that I wanted to plan out, but now I have to come in the morning, get this situated, bring my mother again, come in the morning. She's at the mall right now because this BJ's is right across from Newport Center. So she's at Newport right now, going to Sarku, Japan, so that we can both get chicken teriyaki, white rice, vegetables. That sounds like it'll slap. I'm so hungry and heartbroken. And again, it didn't feel right getting gaslit by my mom. I was like, Mom, something's wrong. She was like, no, you're overreacting. I'm like, imagine sad music playing. That was me. Beach day was great. I had a great day. I think I smell like the beach, okay? I smell, somebody just walked by me right now and they full on saw me smell myself. I would laugh if I saw me too. I smell like sweat and sand and ocean water. Great day, like I said, overall. We went to Asbury Park, and it's been a while since I went. And the thing is, let me tell you something. I always say this about the Jersey Shore. I have a great time, okay, don't get me wrong. However, we have been spoiled as a family. Whenever we go to Florida, the water is clear, it is blue, sometimes she's green, sometimes we see fish, but more importantly, we do not have to fight for our lives, okay? This beach, oh my gosh, my cousin lost her prescription sunglasses because these waves were testing us, and it wasn't like a wave here and there, it was like back to back to back. So I kind of was like over it after maybe 15 minutes. I was like, no, I came here for a good time, and why do I feel like I'm fighting for my life right now? And it was because of the boats, obviously, and then thankfully towards the end of the day the waves started to calm down a little bit more. There really was a point where I was like, oh no, like, no, I'm not relaxing, I'm not enjoying myself, I need to go back to the sand ASAP. Other than that, I've been to Asbury Park so many times. It's always nice being able to go there. However, again, I just don't agree with the simple reason that we have to pay to use the beach on the Jersey Shore. It never really sat down with me, more specifically because Florida is more of a tourist destination when it comes to beaches. There are people who will go and make sure that the beaches are clean because, hello, sea turtles, they have nests in Florida. I don't want to hear this nonsense from the Jersey Shore talking about, well, we charge so that we can maintain a certain lifestyle on our beaches. Listen, we need to start taking accountability, okay? If we bring food, clean up after yourself. Don't be rowdy, don't be rude. It's the beach, okay? We're trying to relax, we're trying to enjoy, and I don't have to pay for Florida beaches. That's literally the best part ever, and that's what makes me so mad about the Jersey Shore. We were almost like, why are we paying for this? And it's because it's the closest thing that we have at the moment because we're in New Jersey. But like I said, always a fun time going to the beach. I dream of the beach. Honestly, the waves, she calls me and she's always there for me. I need my mom to come here now. Happy July. I can't believe it's July 2025. The year is flying by. Honestly, I love 2025. I love it. I didn't think I would have this much fun. I didn't think it would be filled with so many blessings and so many new opportunities that I had no idea could be available to me. It's definitely a change, and more importantly, you know, I always like to say that God likes to keep his children on his toes in a respect where I'm not stressed, I don't have anxiety, I'm not insecure. I'm very assured of myself, and I'm very reassured that I'm actively trying to align his will to my life, but also that my values are staying in alignment with my actions. Like, as far as what I can control, at least for me, the reason why I love 2025 so much is because everything just seems to be in alignment. I don't know if that makes any sort of sense, but not a day has went by where I'm like, oh, I wish I did this, oh, I wasted my time. Oh, like, I have zero regrets for 2025. And more importantly, I think everybody is just, in my life at least, everybody has so much to look forward to, whether it be promotions or job changes, travel, moving out of the house for the first time, getting a new pet. I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of really wonderful activity happening, a lot of positivity, a lot of joy. Everything is where it needs to be. In the vibes, like I said, vibes are immaculate right now. I fully am having the best time ever. Being an unemployed early career professional who is trying to make her way into Columbia Business School. I don't know how those two can coexist in the same space, but we're doing it, okay? What I can say is I really, truly am saying happy July, but also, you know, I'm spending July 1st, 2025, fully going to BJ's, going to get my tires replaced because I have a donut. I fully went to BJ's yesterday with my mom out of desperation because this week is always a little bit tricky. Everybody is in their 4th of July mentality. Okay, it's summer, it's vacation. We've been grinding all summer and spring to get to this moment where we can finally wind down, chill out. And oh my gosh, I was freaking out because I didn't know if the tire places were still going to be in operation. Like, can you imagine getting a flat tire on 4th of July? I don't wish that on anybody. Traffic is horrible. There's barely shops that are open. And my thing too was I got a flat at like 5:30 p.m. And so I made my way to the tire place at 6 yesterday with my mom, and they were closed. Of course, BJ's was still open, but I didn't know that the tire center had different hours of operation than the wholesale department store, right? But, you know, I was just, again, super freaked out. Now I'm waiting for my car to heat up so that I can go pick up my mom and we can make our way to the tire center because I need to bring her for emotional support. This is more an emotional thing for me, okay? Keep that in mind. Every time I've gotten a flat, it has been the most humbling experience possible, and I think the Lord is trying to tell me something right now. I don't know what he's trying to work in my heart, what he's trying to get inside of my mind that is clearly not sticking. I don't know how he's trying to speak to me, and I just need, I guess, a more obvious sign. And what I'm saying all of this to say too is I had made the initial plan to go to the Hamptons tomorrow, and I've been trying to go to the Hamptons. That's the thing, like, I've always sought for the opportunity to make my way over there, and I couldn't go last week because what had happened last week? Something happened last week to me, and I brought my dog to the beach instead of me going all the way to the Hamptons. And I had an interview last week as well So I thought, okay, I still want to go to the beach. I still want to take advantage of this beautiful weather. But instead of me doing 3.5 hours going there and 3.5 hours coming back, I thought, you know what? Let me take the time to prepare for my interview and just get in the right headspace, but also enjoy my day. And then I just thought, well, I'll bring my dog. You know, like I should just bring my dog. I love him. He's a great travel companion. I brought him to the beach. It was really fun. It was really amazing. I loved that day. We did a lot. And then I did my interview. But then this week, more specifically, I was like, oh, my friends are free. They're out of work. This is a holiday where my friends get time off. So then I was like, let's just make the most out of it. And it turns out that it's raining tomorrow. So I don't know if the Lord just doesn't want me to go to the Hamptons. Maybe it's not my time. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not calling me there. Okay, because every single time I've tried to go before, even two, it's always rained or it's been super chilly. So I mean, I think I'm gonna listen. I think I'm not gonna do the road trip after all. It just makes no sense. The car is heated up. We will continue our story later. Okay, bye. Good morning. We are at Newport Center Mall in Jersey City. I used to work here a long time ago. I used to work here for what? 2 years? 2.5 years? I used to work at Pink, and then I used to work at Pandora. I used to work at Invicta. What else did I do? Well, anyways, my high school's in this area, so I used to come here all the time anyways, as a freshman, a sophomore, junior, and a senior. We love NJ Transit. Oh, not the bus driver. I'm crying. I used to wait here at this bus stop. That was before a lady got her license, before her father got her a junkyard car, my first car. He's still part of the family. I used to wait at this bus stop until nighttime, and then used to take the light rail too until nighttime just to get home before a lady got her license and started driving and being a productive woman in society. I can do this and not feel too embarrassed, super embarrassed. I'm trying to be braver, more courageous, more free, more blissful, right? That's what I'm welcoming for 2025. And I was gonna say, so essentially the mall, I forgot it doesn't open until 10 a.m. And I mean, thank God, because I was trying to tell my mom, you know what, let's just go to the tire center at like 8 o'clock in the morning, but then I would have been bored out of my mind for an hour and a half, not really knowing what to do. So the mall opens in 15 minutes, but we all know the best time to go to the mall is fashionably late. Instead of going at 10 a.m., I'm just gonna chill out here until 10:30, get a little fresh air, some sun. Every single time I come up here, I'm always amazed by how much the skyline has expanded throughout the years. Jersey City did not look like this when I was growing up, and every single year when I started coming to downtown more often, because my high school's in the area, like I said, I would constantly be amazed over the amount of development and growth that the city is welcoming for the future. And it just feels like a different city than the one that I grew up in, if that makes any sense. In this specific parking lot, there used to be a Bed Bath & Beyond, and it was enormous, and now it's an apartment complex with 80 plus floors. I'm like, oh, wait, am I counting that right? It looks like it, because they're not even done building the top floors. Maybe 60, but this is like a large building. I can like tell you what buildings are a little bit older versus the ones that are a little bit newer, but this entire area is under development for the simple reason that we're very close to the waterfront. And I mean, of course, location is the premise. It's the priority, especially in a city like this one. What are you paying for so that you can see the New York City skyline? But at this point, there are complexes in my neighborhood. You know, you're not even seeing the New York City skyline, okay? Because you're kind of far away from the water at that point, farther away. But what I'm saying is, even if you live in a neighborhood as mine, where downtown Jersey City is 20 minutes away, you're seeing and you're paying for the Jersey City skyline that is still under development, that is still growing, that has still yet to be completed. And all of this is very exciting. I think before I was kind of upset when I was in high school because it just seemed like gentrification was the thing that was taking the community out of communities. But now I'm kind of really grateful and really appreciative to be, I guess, in the middle of it. Like, I live in a home, but I can see how many people from out of state are moving into Jersey City, and they're kind of excited to be very near a close and iconic city like Manhattan. They're very excited to be super close in it, but not in the weeds of it. And that's really what has kept me here for all these years. I have a car, I have a backyard, I have pets, multiple pets. I live with my family, and I live in a big urban city, but nothing as massively dense as Manhattan, which is a huge difference. And I keep asking myself the question because that's like my dream. Yes, I want to live in Rome. Yes, I want to live in Asia. I don't know where yet. But yes, I want to live internationally, but it's been a dream of mine to live in Manhattan. And I've never really tied myself to that dream for the simple reason that I live in Jersey City. Like, it's not like I live in Connecticut, right? Like, I fully live right across the river. I can go to Manhattan whenever I feel like it. And it's a lot closer for me to go into Manhattan than it would be for me to go and to the Jersey Shore, for example. I mean, yesterday it took like an hour and a half driving just to get to the beach, and an hour and a half coming back driving on the highway on the Garden State Parkway, which is a lot. That's exhausting. But for me, I can literally take a bus and I can be at the PATH train station in 20 minutes, and then I can be in the city in 10 minutes. So it takes me 30 minutes commuting just to get in the city. It's amazing, and it's a luxury that I've always been really grateful for. Having grown up here before it became what it became, or what it's becoming, and being so close to Manhattan where I can literally go whenever my heart's content. Or just for funsies, right? Like, and I do that so much. I go into the city not having a plan, not having a purpose, just to hang out and enjoy life and find new appreciation for life. And since I might not go to the Hamptons tomorrow, I was thinking maybe I should just go to the city. It's really where my heart kind of flutters. And I say all of that to say, again, I'm looking at this beautiful skyline right now, kind of documenting my life and my experience and my perspective. What used to freak me out is now something that I'm starting to have a newfound appreciation for, because this is like transformative. It really is. And I now understand what my mom was talking about, because when she found Jersey City with my dad, they fully knew in their hearts that they made the right decision to come, that this was going to be their home, this is where me and my sister were going to grow up, and this is where we were going to find our path and our future. And I really do attribute a lot of my interests and my passions and my personality to being a city girl. Honestly, like, I say that so I could say that so confidently. Okay, I am a city girl. And I love being a city girl. I love everything that there is to be a city girl. I have a car, and it makes everything just that more accessible for me. And then now, having Florida in my back pocket, I can go to Florida and I can enjoy. And when I come back, I still have things that I can enjoy. Honestly, when I go to Florida, that's really where I make the most out of beach days. And then when I come here, I'm like, wow, I can't wait to walk. I can't wait to walk when it's 10 degrees outside and snowing. I can't wait to walk when it's 90 degrees outside and the sun is literally giving me a tan right then and there. The UV is like 7, right? But then I also can't wait to walk in the days where it's pouring outside and you can just smell outside. If you know, you know. City life really is so interesting. I mean, I'm constantly overstimulated, and my dog, I mean, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. And I think we all just kind of have a love for the city and all that it's brought us, because I mean, my parents, they're immigrants. They came to this country with nothing, and they were welcomed with open arms by the amount of opportunities that they've been able to create for themselves, and also the opportunities that were given to me and my cousins and my sister, and now my niece. She goes to school here. It just kind of even brings people together. Like every time I say I'm from Jersey City and I meet somebody who lives in Jersey City, I mean, we could get together for coffee anywhere, anytime. We can go into the city together. It just brings us that much closer together, because when you know, you know. So I'll go ahead and show the skyline now. We're gonna do a montage. It's gonna be kind of romantic. Well, I hope at least, because for me, it is kind of romantic. I'm inspired to see what the inside of these buildings look like, because you can totally just like look them up on Google, but I really would love to see if a family, for example, from Texas were to come here, rent an apartment, how they would make it homey. If someone who was single from California came in and rented out a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment, how would they decorate it? That's really what I'm interested in, and why Jersey City, and what they enjoy about it, what they hate about it, what they kind of settle with. Let me tell you one last thing. I promise I always say one last thing, but it's never one last thing, but we're gonna pretend this is one last thing. So my aunt, she gets called sometimes to clean these apartments, because that's where some of her clients live. And she told me that there's this one building in Jersey City. I can't remember the name, that's why I can't really share that info. But there's this one apartment in Jersey City where they get 0 water pressure. And I'm talking about like a skyscraper kind of apartment, like 100 floors. It was kind of like a huge topic of conversation too. When the construction started happening and the permits were cleared, everybody knew that it was coming, because it's part of this vision that the city has, where they kind of want to make the area similar to Grove Street. And if you don't know Grove Street, it's pretty much a pedestrian-friendly area where some of the roads are blocked, and it's only meant for pedestrian walking and bicycles and strollers and skateboards and scooters. It's really nice, and that's really a hub where you can find a lot of small and local businesses, bars, clubs, but also restaurants and cafes and little shops. There's something here for everybody. But more specifically with this building that I'm speaking about, it's so tall, and because the pipes in Jersey City are so old, this really is a historic town, because no one decided to double check the logistics. The people who live on the top floor barely get any water pressure. And just for, I guess, a little bit of perspective on what the rent looks like, just for a little bit of background, the rent could be as high as $3,000 a month. And I just couldn't imagine living in this big, beautiful apartment on the top floor and just not having access to water, especially on hot days. I mean, the other day it was 100 degrees and it felt like 105. And I just couldn't imagine how insufferable that must have been. And I mean, the amount of rent that you're paying, are you kidding me? That's unacceptable. I mean, that's just like a little bit of tea, okay? Just a little bit of tea. You heard it from me, but you also didn't hear it from me, because this is like a story of a story. So, you know, again, just things to keep in mind, things to consider. I always told myself I have no problem living in an apartment, but now having lived in an area that I really wasn't, I guess, hyped about, I guess now if I were to move somewhere else and if I were to have another apartment, I have to be obsessed, okay? Does that make sense? Because when I was living in Spain, I was obsessed with my apartment. I couldn't stop talking about it. I fully loved her, and I still love her. She's perfect, and she will always have fond memories, okay, in my heart and my soul. And I would completely adore having an apartment like that in the future in the city, with a little balcony, lots of natural light. I don't even need a big space. That's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people complain about living in shoeboxes in the city, but low-key, that would be me, because I wouldn't even stay inside of the apartment to begin with. I'm so funny. Can I tell you something? I fully yapped for 10 minutes thinking the camera was recording because I was in 0.5. When I look at my camera roll, the video's not there. Every time I try 0.5, it's a challenge, it's a hurdle. And at this point today, I don't know why I felt so determined to yap on top of this garage. Where's the garage? On top of the garage that's right here at Newport Mall. I don't know why I felt compelled today to yap. And I thought I did really well. Okay, but we will never know because I don't even know what I was yapping about. My mom constantly keeps me on my toes. Why was I thinking about going in the elevator? My mom, she constantly makes me laugh, and I keep telling her, I keep trying to get her permission to start recording her, especially her voice, because I think it's just the way that she says things with her voice and her tone that make it like all the more funny and hilarious. And I say that because I keep telling her she's like a meme. If I were to cut and compile together all the things that she said, all the unfilteredness, I really truly believe the girl the girl would most definitely have an audience that would feel the same way that I do. When we got to the BJ's Tire Center, I was under the impression that it would tell me what tires I need, right? Because I don't know. They kept asking me about tire size. I was like, I can give you the make, the model, the year, and that's it. I can tell you how I got a flat. I can tell you what I want, and all I want is 2 tires, one to replace the flat and then one to make the car even, you know, because that's just the recommendations. I said, here's my credit card, here's the BJ's membership card, okay, and I'll be on my merry way, and you can do your thing, I will do my thing, thank you, appreciate you. And what happened was, I was, again, on the roof of the garage of Newport Mall, and I was yapping for who knows how long, which was a long time. I want to say like 10 minutes. I don't even remember, like I said, what I was yapping about, but clearly I felt so passionate about a topic that I can't even remember, right? Clearly. So then I get a call from the tire center saying, oh, I'm sorry, I charged you for the wrong tire size. Can you please come back? I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. So I go and I get a refund at BJ's. My mom at this point, she went to BJ's and she did a little bit of grocery shopping. And she was kind of like, you know what, I think I'm gonna go home. And then it wasn't until I called her and I told her, actually, Mom, I might need your BJ's card again. I need to refund the purchase. It was like $500 and something. And then I need to buy a whole new set of 2 tires, which came out to like $479. At this point, she's kind of, I guess, a little bit irritated, specifically because she was looking for customer service that in her eyes didn't exist. I guess I'm just like in a chippy mood today. I guess I'm just like super happy, like, yay, finally I can get a new tire, finally, it's July. I think I'm just in a really good mood and nothing can bring me down. So then I am pretty much like playing good cop and she's playing bad cop today. And she's just like going off on a tangent, sharing all the things that's on her mind, speaking her truth, which I absolutely love. And when we were in the tire shop, I was telling her, I said, well, T-Mobile Tuesdays gave me a $5 movie ticket last week, and if it takes an hour and a half for my tires to get replaced, I think I'm just gonna go watch a movie. You know, if you wanna go home, I think I could just stay here. I might as well. I mean, Newport's right here. I can make the most out of my time here. And so then, without saying anything to me, she goes on AMC's website. Oh, there she is. And we buy tickets to How to Train Your Dragon. Okay, like that's what we're gonna do right now. It's 10:30 a.m. We're gonna watch How I Train Your Dragon in 3D. Mom. Glasses, please. Okay. Let me see your hand.
vitamin C.
I can't touch my shirt. I can't. I'm dirty.
What happened?